everyone, Kara here from Thrivuary. Today's Friday, March 3rd, and I'm bringing you my forecast for the Virgo Full Moon that's coming up on March 7th, 2023. And I've been trying to come up with how I want to articulate this for you because there is so much activity happening in March, so much really big energy and shifts that are coming. But I'm going to have to break it down into different videos and explore them a little bit further separately. So I do want to mention that with this full moon at the same time, or around the same time, between the 7th and the 8th of March, we have Saturn, our planet of karma and time, changing signs into Pisces. Saturn has been transiting Aquarius for the last 2.5, almost 3 years. And it's always a big deal when we have outer planets that change signs because it doesn't happen regularly like we feel the moon or the sun or the inner planets. So we have interesting time period for people born between 1993 and 1996. You're approaching your first Saturn return. This is a big cycle in your life. Those who were born in 1963 to 1966, congratulations, you're now at your second Saturn return, which is also an important life cycle, but it takes on a different flavor, of course. So that's going to hopefully come in a separate video. And then, of course, we have our equinox around March 20th, 21st, which is the beginning of the astrological new year, the beginning of Aries season, which is the beginning of the zodiac. We also have the other big player this year, Pluto, moving into the sign of Aquarius. It's not going to stay there. It's going to retrograde back into Capricorn and kind of go back and forth for the next couple of years until it fully ingresses into Aquarius, where then it will stay for the next 20 years. But we're going to get a taste of what the energy could be like. I've talked to a lot of people recently who agree with me that they feel that time is speeding up. Like things are just accelerating. Where did the day go? Where did the week go? Where did the year go? Or I just sat down to read a little bit and now the whole day is gone. Or I can't find enough time to get everything done that I need to get done or that I want to get done. And it feels very frustrating. So our planet of time moving into Pisces, which is the boundaryless, all that is, the open ocean that doesn't have any boundaries, can feel quite confusing and feel quite frustrating. So what does this have to do with the moon and how do we deal with this? Or this lunation, I should say. So whenever we have a full moon, we have the sun opposing the moon from Earth's perspective. We have the sun currently in Pisces. We have the moon in Virgo. And because the moon does not have its own light source, it is 100% reflective. It's reflecting what the sun is showing. And so even though we're calling this our Virgo new moon, because that's where the moon is, the focus really, the highlight is really on Pisces. We have Mercury, who has just moved into Pisces. We have the sun there as well. And then Saturn. There's also a focus on Aries energy. As I mentioned, we're ramping up for our new year. So it's this idea of a lot of completion and a lot of new beginning. In those completion phases, though, we feel a lot of frustration because we see what's ahead, or maybe we don't see it, but we feel it. We know something new is there, and we're reaching for it. We're moving toward it. And it's frustrating when we feel held back, when we feel like there's still something that I have to do before I can get to my new thing. But that new thing is calling. So I'm calling this new moon Tough Love with a lot of self-compassion. And hopefully I can articulate this to you now. So with the moon reflecting the energy of the sun and Mercury and Saturn over there in Pisces, and Neptune, of course, who has been there since 2011. Neptune rules Pisces. So it's very significant energy. It is asking us to surrender. What do you need to let go of that holds you in a mental prison? Is it concerns about the opinions of others? Is it the conditioning of your past? How you were taught to behave by society, by caregivers, even by peers or colleagues? What patterns of thinking are really outdated, and that you're beginning to see the illusion that it all creates, that it keeps you stuck in a type of prison? Like a bird in a cage, that door is wide open, but we fear flying outside of the comfort zone. We fear letting go of the things that we're familiar with, even when it's uncomfortable. But there's things now that we cannot deny this conclusion, this culmination, this ending. Something is pushing or pulling us to let go, to surrender to the flow, to just be. And then the new energy is going to call us to fly, to break free. And it really does have to do with purifying our thought process. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Mercury just had a conjunction with Saturn, and it's moving away. It's in a new phase. Something new is happening between the way we think and the way we've been conditioned. Mercury is also the ruler of Gemini. Mars is still in Gemini. Mars is the ruler of Aries. We have a lot of Aries energy as well, which I'll talk about in a moment. But this Pisces energy that's being reflected into the moon, and the moon is then offering us this emotional release. Full moons are times of release. What is it that you're ready to let go of? What is it that maybe you're not ready to let go of, but it's on your mind? It's right there, but it's scary. It's scary to think about letting go of something that you've had maybe all your life. A pattern of thinking, a belief system, conditioning. It's hard to let go of those habits, and it's scary. But this new energy is here. It's here to support you. It's here calling you forward. So I've been talking a lot about Venus this year, and I'm calling 2023 the year of relating, because Venus is very important this year. And if you follow me, you'll continue to see and hear me talk about it. Even though we've had these big outer planet changes, we're feeling it in our emotions. We're feeling it in our relationships. That is Venus. So right now with Venus in Aries, sitting conjunct Jupiter, a lot of astrologers have been talking about this, and I do think that it's a beautiful thing. Venus and Jupiter together, the two benefics, bringing us abundance and love and beauty and care and connection. But in a new way, Aries, in a exciting, dynamic, moving energy, fire energy, passion. It is a beautiful thing. What I feel has been missing in some of the talks that I've been hearing is Chiron is sitting right in the middle of them. And Chiron, we call him the wounded healer because he does bridge a lot of healing. But in order to get to that, we have to face the things that often we're hypersensitive to. And a lot of us have Chiron in Aries. Chiron in Aries is saying, I fear showing up as myself for myself. Because what kind of feedback am I going to receive? What are people going to think of me? What are people going to say? Are they going to like me? Am I going to be accepted? Do I even know myself? So with Venus and Jupiter in Aries there with Chiron, it's asking us to really get back in touch with what it is that I really want. What do you really want? And how do you show up for yourself in relation to other people? And there's always a little bit of fear moving into that. Can I do it? What will happen? And then that goes back to the conditioning. If my conditioning tells me that when I speak my truth, I'm met with rejection, I'm not going to want to speak my truth again. That pattern is going to tell me it's painful. But that's what we're learning. We're learning to be safe within our own self. We're learning to maintain our own sovereignty and our own agency. We can fly. Yes, the world can be dangerous. Yes, we might face rejection. We might face difficult, challenging, boundary-shaking environments. But when you do the work to take care of yourself, to build yourself up, to figure it out what you want and how to show up for yourself, unapologetically, you. This is what it's about. And why do we need to do that? Why is it so important? Why am I talking about this so consistently? Because as we move through the shift, this move into Aquarius, this move into these big collective changes, things are speeding up. There are going to be things that are going to come at us from all directions, new information, changes. And if we are not grounded within ourselves, we will lose sight of everything. If we can easily become overwhelmed and just want to check out. want to distract, want to escape. And I don't want that for you, and I don't want that for me. I want to be around people who are ready to show up. Are you one of those people? If you're there wanting that, but you're not sure how to get it, I think I can help. With evolutionary astrology, we can talk together looking at your birth chart to gain some sense of your challenges and your innate strengths and help navigate some of this difficult energy. In the meantime, I encourage you to do some grounding. Get out into nature. Put your feet in some soil. Sit in a little bit of sunlight. Hopefully you're in an area where there is a little sun. Smell the fresh air. Whatever it is that helps you ground. A salt bath. Being in the warm water and the minerals. With that, though, is the tough love part. It's about becoming a little bit more disciplined. This is also part of Virgo. There is a discernment between analyzing too much and getting stuck in the monkey mind and the mind spin, as I call it, or really getting to the heart of the matter and then being able to drop it into the body, feel it, and release it. The tough love part is deciding that you're tired of living the way you've been living. You're tired of the spin in your mind. You're ready to break out of the mental prison that you have been caged in. When that happens and the fear comes in and the feelings feel overwhelming, the emotions are almost feel like they could kill you because they're so overwhelmingly painful and challenging, and you feel it in your body, you feel it in your gut, you feel just the stab twist in your gut, you feel the tightness in your chest, you feel the lump in your throat, you get the tension in your muscles, and your body is responding. How do you deal with it then? That's where the self-compassion comes in. And you remind yourself that you are safe. You remind yourself that you are okay in your body and that the feelings are not going to overtake you. And you breathe, and you breathe, and you breathe. And you remember that you are alive, and you are okay, and you are safe. So I'm going to move into a little bit of a grounding meditation now to hopefully send you on for this time period here of purification and surrender. This time of recognizing when we need to be discerning, show some tough love to ourselves, surrender to the feelings, and be self-compassionate. And know that this too shall pass. Stay tuned then for some further updates when I talk about Saturn moving into Pisces and also Pluto moving into Aquarius. Lots and lots of energy coming up still for this spring and also this summer. I do wish you the best. Until next time. Get into a comfortable position, whether that's laying down or sitting, with your hands at your side or in your lap. Take a nice deep breath in and out. And once again, as you breathe in, feel your shoulders move up and your lungs expand and your abdomen fill. And as you breathe out, blow a little extra and release your shoulders. Lower your shoulders. Maybe turn your head just a little bit to loosen your neck. Relax your jaw. We're trying to get some of that stress out of our muscles. And now, as you're seated or lying down comfortably, breathing slowly and deeply, I want you to imagine a nice bright light at the center of your being. And this light is warm and comforting. And with each breath, it expands until it surrounds your whole body. Again, it is comforting. It is safe. It is peaceful. And it is protective. And now I'd like you to imagine roots coming out of your root chakra, which is located at the bottom of your spine. Imagine those roots going deep, deep, deep down into the earth, spreading out wide and deep, fully grounding into Gaia. And then we're going to just gently ask her to give us her energy. And we're going to imagine energy flowing from all of the branches in through that big trunk into us, into our center. Take in as much as you need. And as that is happening as well, we're asking her to take from us the things that we no longer need, the things that we don't want to continue letting weigh us down. And you can feel it shedding into the roots, letting go of all the things that no longer serve you. And as we continue to take those nice deep breaths, we're going to thank Gaia. And we're going to slowly retract our roots back up into our root and come back to center. We are now going to again focus that light right in the center of our being, our power center, our solar plexus. And we're going to affirm, I call all my power back. All of my own power from wherever I have given it away, from wherever it has been left, from wherever it has been taken from me. I call it all back to me, to my center. And hold it there while we breathe. We are now grounded and centered, enveloped in this protective light. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes, bringing awareness back to your fingers, your toes, and move around just a little until you're fully aware of being in your body. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, be well.